Good evening and welcome to my live stream. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. I triple checked and double checked. You have reached the live stream of Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and I'm here to help you with your CPS matter. I'm here to help you with your CPS matter. Now, you guys found me on Facebook. I have 2 live streams I do a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 live streams in 1 week. And I've been doing it week after week, month after month, and year after year. I've been doing this since October 2023. That's a lot of live streams, if you think about it. And it's a lot of people I've talked to. It's worldwide. I've talked to 23 countries. I've talked to over 2,100 people around the world. Now, I'm not an attorney, but I'm a loving father and a husband and a man that knows a lot about life skills, that wants to help you. CPS is one of those life skills that wasn't taught to you in schooling. Everybody should take life skills. Life skills should be done 1 hour a day, 5 days a week when you're in school. Every time you're in school, you should devote 1 hour a day to life skills. These are things that, they're not academics, they're part of life. And it's how to deal with your checkbook, how to deal with a bullying problem, how to deal with CPS, how to talk about sex, dating, divorce. I can go on and on and on. And it should occur as early as preschool, pre-K, kindergarten, and elementary school, and middle school, and high school, and even college, up through your master's program. There should be at least an hour every day that you deal with life skills, because there's so much valuable information you need to learn. Because it isn't a laughing matter. You guys are experiencing a tragedy. I did. I'm a victim of CPS. In fact, my daughter was stolen. There's ways we can interact with this live stream. One way is to text a message, either a question or comment about CPS. Please state your first name, your city or country, your state, your county, your state, and your country if you're outside the United States. Also, please tell me about your CPS case from the beginning to where you're at. But that's one way that we can interact with this live stream. All of you have a chance to text me a message. I'd love to hear from you. A question, a topic you want me to talk about, such as like ICWA, the Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978, or the incentive of 1974. There's a lot of things that you don't know about, and I have a wealth of information I'd love to share with you. Also, I've developed 5 rules. I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did. There's simple rules. And I've recorded enough of them, so all my shows will have them. But I try to gear the show to what really benefits you all. Now, one of the last things I've been trying to do is encourage people to take out some type of legal insurance. Now, you probably are confused, but I'm not talking like simple legal insurance. I'm talking about to pay for the cost of hiring an attorney for a legal matter, like a CPS case or like a criminal case, or let's say your children were caught in a DUI. So there is legal insurance out there, but it's hard to find because people don't think about it. They think about homeowners insurance, renters insurance, car insurance, because that's required by law. They think about life insurance, pet insurance, appliance insurance, car mechanical insurance. There's a lot of insurances out there. And I don't mean you need to go crazy out there, but one thing that I really made a mistake was not having lawyer insurance. It takes a lot of money for the retainer. It's a lot of money. I had to actually sell my forever home to get the money to hire my attorney, who's Vincent W. Davis. Now, you need this attorney because you need to have someone that knows how to navigate the system, that can stand up for your rights and protect you and get your children back. If you're counting on the public defender or the court appointed attorney, it's a wasteless cause. You're not going to go anywhere with them. It's a waste of time. If you insist to use them, you got to make them work. He or she must defend you. If they don't, you can tell them they'll sue them for negligence. Also, you can report them to the state bar at the capital of your state and put in a complaint, and they can lose their license. They can lose their license. Now, another way that you can interact with this podcast or livecast, I should say podcast, I'm sorry, live stream. Live stream is when you have it is on the air live. Podcast recorded for a sound only, it's not for a video. So that's the big difference between podcast and live stream. Now, I try to touch a lot of things, a lot of areas to make it interesting. And it's going to be you guys that want to shape what gets talked about tonight or what gets done tonight. Now, to be a guest on my live stream, which is nice because that way I can have 9 of you sign up to be a guest. With me makes 10. The max that the software used, StreamYard, is maxed out at 10. But I've had as many as 4 at one time. And it's great when they're all out there because you all can talk together and support one another and help out people in the room or help out people that text you messages. So it's a really good thing to be a guest. And all you have to do is email it to grace@vincentwdavis.com with one of my 14 live streams. I want to be Bob's Sunday morning show or Bob's Friday night show. All you have to talk about is morning or night. Now, I'm on Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and then again on the weekends at 8 a.m. Every night of the week, all 7 days, I'm on at 7 p.m. Now, those times I'm giving you are on the Pacific Standard Time. That's the West Coast of California. So if you're in New York, you're 3 hours ahead of me. If you're in London, England, you're 8 hours ahead of me. If you're in Germany, you're 9 hours ahead of me. South Africa, you're 9 hours ahead of me. So there's time zones around the world. Like in the Philippines and Australia and New Zealand, you guys are the next day behind me by 5 hours. So it's really confusing. I know a lot of you are confused, especially when you sign up to talk to Vincent Davis. Now, one thing's nice is that if you're a guest on my show, you get a bonus. It also goes for the other one when I put my phone number up. There's my phone number. That means you can call in live and talk to the show. The only problem is I can only do one phone call at a time. So you got to be careful. You have to be careful. Now, my number is 626-698-0990. And my phone is on, and it will take messages. And Okay. So now I'm getting the number. Now the other number on the screen, the 888-888-6582, is the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. That's his number. If you want to hire him, right now he's available. You just call that number and you'll speak to reception and tell them that Bob Pace sent you. And when you talk to Mr. Davis, tell him that Bob Pace sent you. That's all you have to do. To say that Bob Pace sent you. Now, a couple of things before I forget that, by the way, if you do talk on the phone or talk as a guest on my show, you get a free 15-minute private consultation with Mr. Davis. That's not the one at the bottom of the screen that says you get a phone call for $15. Um, by the way, the money on the bottom of the screen is voluntary. You don't have to pay a dime here. This show is free, and I'm free. I'm not charging anybody anything. It's an option and donation. Come with thank you perks. So there's some things that come your way. $5 just to support the channel. $10 is a chance for a private text reply from Vincent Davis. $15 a chance for a private call from attorney Vincent Davis. I don't know how long that call is. I think it's only a minute or two. And $25 is a chance to be a guest on a 30-minute live stream with attorney Vincent Davis. Now you want to send it via Cash Apps, Apple Pay, or Zella to 310-309-7758. Okay, I had a text message from Megan Wilson from Wilmington, Delaware. She's one of the parents that hangs out in my room, and she's just asking everything's okay. She has a really hard case because she was bought up there. So, I don't know why I rang her number by mistake. Okay. Um, let's see here. We got some people that have left some messages in the room. We have Tony the Tiger. I'm so glad to hear from Tony. Tony the Tiger is from Otsego County in New York. She has a son who's 13 years old and has been given drugs and not doing very well because social workers, some of them are bad. They think they're doctors and they can prescribe drugs and say people are crazy or have health problems. So, Tony, I'm glad you came here. Um, it's okay. You don't have to worry about being absent. I know you got a real life to do things and stuff. So that's okay. And so she says, "Hi, Bob. Let me put her chat up on the screen so y'all can see what she's writing. Um, holding together, doing what I need more, yet they're still can't follow through on their end. I understand that. Thank you so much for being my biggest supporter. Well, I do care about you, Cassandra. I do want to help you. Now, Tony the Tiger says, "What can I do if my lawyer won't file the appeal or the paper for me, though the judge won't get rid of her?" Well, if you go to the court appointed office, the public defender's office, and request them to remove the attorney, they will, and they'll give you another court appointed one. So that's where you have to go to get that one there. Now, also, you can file a complaint against the state bar against that attorney for not filing the paperwork. You have a legitimate complaint, and that person runs the risk of losing their law license. And hello, Chew Baby. I haven't talked to you in ages. I'm okay. Chew Baby is from, I believe, the San Diego, California area. No, I think she's from Bakersfield area. Anyway, her case was that there's a medical disorder that was taking place, and the husband stepped in to try to help it, and it got worse. But there's nothing he did that was wrong. I haven't talked to Chew Baby in some long time. Now, well, you guys are talking a mile a minute here. I'm trying to catch up. There's David and Samantha Bernard. Welcome, David and Samantha. And I forgot where you're located or about your case. Chew Baby. Hey, Bob. I'm glad to hear from you. I heard from you in a long time. And Kayla, hi there too. Kayla is from Wisconsin. Um, and she has a terrible, terrible case. Tony said, like last court, my lawyer forced me to just take a deal from CPS so that I could see my son. Now I'm still able to see him. Don't accept deals. They lie. They're tricksters. Now we don't want to use, okay, Dr. Silverman, who is their psychiatrist, I know they're planning to say that I am. Yes, Dr. Silverman is CPS's doctor. You don't want to use their doctors. You want to use your own. They think you're crazy and lock you up or wait for 6 months period of no contact to take away your rights. That's wrong. It's not the public defender's office. They won't use that office. What do you mean? The public defender has an office he has to work out of. It's called the public defender's office. Now I'm confused, Tony up there in New York, Ostenego. Kay, who is from Wisconsin. There's a horrible, horrible case. She has a question. Is it a violation of rights to be forced to go forth with court? If you have not had substantial time, any time at all, to consult with your attorney, both for TPR and for reunification hearings, you can ask for extension. The problem being is that extensions are hard to get. They don't want to give extensions. But you could ask for extensions to the judge. Hello, Akima Richardson. That's KK. She's from Brooklyn, New York, and she has her own show on Mondays at 5:30. And 3 hours later, she'll be on the West Coast at 8:30. But she does a similar live stream like I do. So check her out on Monday nights at 5:30. That's before my show. My show, by the way, is 7 to 8 o'clock. Now, I think I'm trying to get everybody involved here. See what Kayla says. Sometimes the public defender's office fails you that you must go to the next court date and ask the judge at court for a new attorney. Yeah, you might have to do that. But it's your right and your privilege. If that attorney isn't performing, then you have your right to fire them. They have to perform. Hello, Sherry Boy. I don't know where you're at, but I'd love to find out where you're at, Sherry Boy. And Kima says, I'd like to connect with Dorothy Cook. Okay, Dorothy Cook was on this morning. She'll be on again. Now, David and Samantha Bernard, they've been on here before. I have proof that CPS took my daughter without a warrant or a court order. And this involves Kern County and Santa Barbara County. I filed a 388 and the judge denied it, stating that there was no remedy. Well, you need to first see that warrant. If the warrant exists, then they can do that. But someone let them have your children. Either you gave them up or a family member gave them up. Now, I always say, do not involve the children. If they come knocking at your door, be quiet. Don't answer the door. Check for it later and see what notes are left behind. But it's too dangerous to answer doors. I've had 5 or 6 people killed by answering the door. A black woman who's doing her dishes was shot by a sheriff and killed. 5 shots. A black airman who was talking to his girlfriend on FaceTime was shot 5 times in the chest and killed because the sheriff had the wrong place. Life does not come back when you kill somebody. Now, David and Samantha Bernard, I don't know if you have a court-appointed attorney or you've hired an attorney. I don't know what you have. Due to the adoption being finalized yet, I have proved Kern County, who did the adoption, didn't have legal jurisdiction. Well, that's good. But you need an attorney to present that. Hello, Carrie Simpson. Glad you come on my show tonight. I'm sorry for all the moms and dads that have to go through all this. I miss my boys so much. I'm trying my best to stay strong for them. I know you are, Carrie, and it's a shame. I hated to go through it. I had to fight them for 5 years, and I've been fighting them for another 10 more years. It's 15 years I've been fighting CPS. They took my children in 2015. They stole my children. They trafficked my children. Since when is trafficking legal? They alienate my children. When is alienation legal? They also abused and hurt my children. They were neglect, and they did abuse to my children. It's sad. Tony has her own doctor, but they're telling me have to be evaluated by their director. No, they don't. All they have to do is have a license, a proper license, and be licensed. That's all your doctor has to have. Don't try to let them push you around, Tony. Who's using legal aid? Who is using legal aid? Davis Samantha Bernard from California. I live in San Luis Obispo County, but my case involves Kern County and Santa Barbara County. Well, that's further south of San Luis Obispo. Now, Kima Richardson says, if you have a public defender possibly can help you. Kima says, Maniac Mondays with Mrs. K from 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific. That's when KK Richardson does her live stream like I do. And David Samantha Bernard, what can I do? Well, you need to use your attorney. If you don't have an attorney, you need to get one. And if you're trying to use the court appointed, good luck. But you got to make them work and do their job. You got to make them work and do their job. Now, Akima says, yes, Akima says you have to hit a Marston. Yes, I know what that is. But it's a violation of rights, Kay, right? I agree with you, Kay. David and Samantha Bernard said there was no warrant. Well, how did they get the children? Did someone give them or a family friend give the children? How did they get the children? The easiest way to avoid them is don't answer the door. Think of your home as your castle. Your drawbridge is your door. If the drawbridge is up, the house is closed, no one can come in. There's only 3 ways you can come in the home. One is with a warrant. It's got to be correctly filled out and so forth and properly served. 2 is you give them permission or someone else in the family gives permission, they can come in. And 3 is by that court warrant. So those are all the 3 ways they can come and enter your home. Now, Cheryl Boyd is from Southern California. Welcome, Cheryl Boyd. We have a lot of Californians tonight. Welcome. They took her from the hospital. Well, how did they take her from the hospital? Did you surrender the child? Did they have a warrant they showed you and they took the child? How did they take it out of the hospital? Did the doctor nurse give it to them? Now, Akima says it was a medical report that went in that initiated the investigation. Now, Tony the Tiger says, we had a meeting to get rid of my lawyer 2 weeks before the last court date. The judge sat there and said to me, count it up to 7 and said, I already given through all the lawyers who, I guess they don't want to help you. I think that's terrible. Tony says, when I spoke in the name of another lawyer from the public defender's office. He asked me who that was. Okay. And Tony said, I told him it was a lawyer from the public defender's office, and he said they were not using the office. Then Tony further says, if I hadn't taken the deal that they worked out there and brought up the charges that my parents pressed on me, and now I'm being told by my daughter that my parents plan on getting custody, and then, wow, that sounds terrible, Tony. Hello, Christina Renoza. Okay, you've been helping Nicole from Indiana. Thank you, Christina Renoza. Christina Renoza is from Nevada, Las Vegas, and she helps out parents there with grievances. She's really good at what she does. She's prepared a grievance for me. She's prepared a grievance for Megan Wilson. And so she's trying to help out people out there. So I'm so glad to see you, and thank you, Christina. Now, David Samantha says the case is closed. So now how do I get to reopen it since the orders are void? Well, you don't want to reopen a case. If you're found guilty or you pleaded guilty, you can't erase it. But if you're not found guilty and you're not guilty, then I'd have that records expunged. But what you need to do is sue them. Once your case is over, you can do a civil lawsuit and sue them for millions of dollars if they violated your constitutional rights. You know, all your rights that you have as a person in the United States, they can sue that person. Well, why do you want to reopen the case? I think you just want to sue them. You know, you have to go with the ruling wherever they came down or wherever you accepted. Now, Kima says you need to put it in a petition for recuse the attorneys. It's called the Marston hearing, based on the communication not being productive. Thank you. By the way, for all you out there, Akima Richardson is a CPS attorney. She's trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. She's a really good one out there. So you need to do that Marston hearing. Now, Tony the Tiger says, signing off so that they say my son doesn't want to see or talk to right now, but I know that's not true. They're probably threatening him like they did me at the hospital last fall. Yeah, you gotta get through that. You really do. Now, Akima Richardson says, although the case closed, you can appeal the decision if you're within the timeline. So it's really important to don't let your timelines lapse. Okay, what's our clock looking like right now? Okay, our running clock says we're almost done with the show. It's 7:49. My show goes to 8 o'clock, and I still not heard anybody call in. Now, Tony says, sign off. So they're saying my son doesn't want to see or talk to me right now, but I know that's not true. They're probably threatening him like they did at the AO Fox Hospital last fall when he was there. Now, Akima Richardson says, although the case is closed, you can appeal the decision if you're within the timeline. There's a timeline for all the things about appealing. And Tony says, we actually, by one of the nurses in the ER, David Smith says, it's after the time for appeal. Akima Richards says, Tony the Tiger, you need to request a bonding study through the courts. Have your attorney petition for a bonding study. Yes, I agree with you, David and Smith. It's time for appeal. It's time for appeal. Akeem Richardson says, Tony the Tiger, need to request a bonding study. Yes, I read that. David and Samantha Bernard, reach out to Attorney Davis and get a 30-minute consultation with them in regards to the situation. There is a 30-minute consultation. There's a 15-minute, a 30-minute, and then an hourly rate. His hourly rate is $500 an hour. Yeah, you can call me David and Samantha. I know you want to reverse the adoption. That's kind of hard to do. The statute of limitations are up. Nakia says, the same exactly thing happened to me during the COVID in 2020. My daughter was almost a year old and she now is 5, and I'm still fighting them. The family that I was able to get to CPS. Now, Kay says, get CPS to approve for emergency placement. It was supposed to have placement, yet they came here often, 4 days, and yet they almost were. Okay. Now, Kay is saying they're already inside by the time I go back from running out to get my children's possessions. Thinking back, I wonder if they were spying on me and swooped in just as soon as they noticed that I had left. I believe so. They're scrupulous. There's no scruples to them. Now, Tony says, how can I do all this by P so that nothing's going to do anything I asked for her to do? Who is P? How can I do all this by P? So I don't know who you're talking about, Tony. You got to help me out a little bit here. And Kayla says they did all those things to me medically, traffic, and unwanted seizures, labeled her as being a COVID baby. Developments today, multiple personality disorder is one year after year. Try again. Okay. Now, Kayla further says, I feel your pain, but hey, guys, let's do something about it instead of complaining. We all know we must go through the same stuff, but what what are we going to do about it? I agree. Now, Keemer says, Kayla, would you like to be a guest on my show next Monday? Let me know. And Creative Flyers, do everything you can. Yeah, create flyers. I agree, Kay. Tony, myself, not P. Kayla, um, raise money. Let's make it GoFundMe. Let raise money for attempts for people who can't afford them. Hmm. Tony Kima says, Tony the Tiger, would you like to be a guest on my show Monday? So Akima's inviting everybody to be on her show Monday. Kayla, Tony, find a doctor in a different state. I don't know if you're in, no, she's in New York. New York. Kayla's in Wisconsin, and Tony the Tiger's in New York, Otsego County. She's not in California, but in Wisconsin. I know about doctors in Illinois. I agree. Kayla says, um, are you serious? Well, that's what I was going to do. The GoFundMe, do they use the money for? David Samantha Beard said, sorry, my phone is dead. I have to charge it. Okay, well, thank you for dropping in. And Kayla says, what happens if I was raising it for something else? It would be used for them. Tori the Tiger says, my son is 14 as of July 22nd, and they have been harassing me since he was still in my stomach. Wow, I'm trying a hard time to catch up with these comments. Well, Kayla, you can do one of two things. You can text me on my phone and I can move it on to KK Richardson. That's the easiest way. And David Samantha Beard says there was no transfer documents of a hearing and neither county had warrants. Now, Akima Richardson says, Bob, do you me a favor and forward my information to Kayla? Well, what you can do, you guys, is text me your name, phone number, and email, and then I will go ahead and send out an email to the people who are supposed to be, processing it. But I want everybody to be patient. Okay, we have 1 minute before the strike of 8 o'clock. Well, thank you, Akima. Now, someone says the staffing. Who is that? Oh, the media definitely needs to know. I'm going to Fox 6 News and never get back to me. Governor Evers in Wisconsin and the past have told me they don't have the staffing to help, but you can still go to Doge. Doge is your last resort. Doge is investigating social services. CPS is a part of it. Now, Kayla says, Fairy Wings, I have to find out for anything. Change the laws. Must change the federal. Yes, we definitely have to do a lot of changes. I want to thank the emoji, the heart that was given to me by Glendes Greenwood. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know why Santa Barbara would interfere with another county. Boy, that surprises me. Now, Tony says, sure, how do you do this beyond the show, etc.? We need to make the media awake awareness. Well, you know how they get on my show? You just email Grace at vincentwdavis.com. Now, if you want to be on KK Richardson, you just email Grace and tell her that you want to be on her show as a guest. And she'll get you on. She'll get you on. She'll send you a link to that particular live stream. David and Samantha Bernard, but Kern County places a hold on her, didn't have a warrant, so Santa Barbara took her due to exigent circumstances. Tony Tiger says, I sure, how do I feel that to be on the show, etc.? We need to make the media awake and aware. Yes, you do. You have to alert the media. You can go to the people's capitals in each state, have a march. Kayla says, do a GoFundMe page. That's always works out good. Now, Tony says, get me and my family out of this mess. So we want to get you out there. KK says, like Mrs. G always says, that human trafficking for greed. Yes, they do that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and have to sign off. Let me go through and thank all the people that came into my room. It's after 8 o'clock, and I want to thank Akima Richardson from Brooklyn, New York. She is an attorney in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. She got her degree there so she can help fight her case. She has to have a court-appointed attorney or hire an attorney, and she's trying to look into that. And Christina Reynoso, it's good to see you. Have Tony get a hold of you. Well, Tony, you need to get a hold of Christina Reynoso. One way you guys can do is text me your name, your phone number, and your email, and I can exchange it for you. That way, everything's kept in confidential. So, Christina Reynoso is from Las Vegas, New York, and she's helped out a lot of people. Tony the Tiger's from Ostenago, New York. Kima Richardson is from Brooklyn, New York. Kayla is from Milwaukee. See, I'm trying to think of anybody new. We had a lot of people tonight. David, Samantha, Bernard, thank you for your input. And of course, Kay, I can't forget you. And David Summers says Bernard, those are good. Tony the Tiger. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to be part of my family and try to help one another. Keep in mind, the show's on twice a day, 14 shows a week. I've not missed one of them. So I want to tell you all a good night and Happy New Year. And I will see you tomorrow in the morning at I think I've covered everybody in the room. And again, I want to thank you. And God bless you all. There'll be a brief message from Vincent Davis when I leave the show. Now, remember, do not forget to fight for your children or your family. It's that important. If you're down and out, come to my live stream. I'm here. I'll be here tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. God bless you all. And remember, keep fighting for your child. That's the most important thing you can do. Oh boy. Um, the show is over, but I can go ahead and take your call. Go ahead. Yeah, who's this? Okay. All right. I will take care of that, Diane. Okay. And what I do is I send it to there. Well, no. How it's set up is okay. Um, it's up to um, Mr. Uh, Davis and
Want to pick up the call now or hang up?
are you?
With whatever I say, they'll hold it against me.
No, it's okay, Diane. It's okay. You're on hold by mistake. And don't hang up. What's going to happen is that Vincent is control of him. And the background noise you need to turn down. It's conflicting too much. I can't have myself talking. All right. Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is that Mr. Davis will set up a time. It's up to him how he makes the time. And the show producer is on there. So you got to make the time that he offers. It's usually within the week. Okay. Who's this? Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. And, a court-appointed attorney is not going to help you. And well, you can ask for it. You can ask for a continuance. You can approach the bench and say, Your Honor, I need more time to get my attorney squared away. And you can ask for it. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's still a couple days from now. Well, your problem is you're with a corrupt CPS, and they're bad. They're bad, and it's a shame they're taking advantage of you like that. So what you need to do is you need to get a real attorney, but you don't have the money for a real attorney. So you're going to have to do the best you can working with a court appointed. Now, if you are representing, well, you can do pro se. You can do pro se where you represent yourself. That way you can approach the judge. It is. Well, it's like trying to do, can you imagine doing open heart surgery yourself? You have to have a doctor. You have to have a doctor. Well, the work in the CPS courts, you have to have an attorney trained in juvenile law, family law, dependency law. But I'm going to pass it on. No, it's just some hard time to compete if I hear my voice echoing. But anyway, I was getting ready to sign off. Yeah, right. Right. Yes. I'm ready to sign off again here. There'll be a brief message from Vincent Davis. Don't forget to listen to it. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Yes, it is a good one. Right. Grace will email you with the show time and so forth. I'm going to send it to her, okay?
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last one.